Hey gang, Coach started thinking about how few sports and picks there really are left to make, and he started getting a little bummed out. But he's got a banger here. He tore through a league in record time. This was like embarrassing. This was as fast. So here's the thing. So before I got into the Daytona bit, I had set my mind to like, okay, we've got until like the middle of February. That's like not quite a month, but ish, right? Coach is gonna work literally stay up every night until then to make sure like the day of the race we have a solid pick. I really thought it was gonna be like that hard because Coach knows nothing about racing or NASCAR at all, right? And basically stayed up all night, thinking it was like pretty much helpless. Woke up and I was like, oh yeah, no, it's definitely that simple. They're just gonna do that, and then so that freed up some time. So we're gonna bounce over to another league. This was literally embarrassingly easy. This was easier than Coach's lazy ass Kentucky Derby pick, right? Which I'm actually gonna make that my Triple Crown pick because I didn't care about any of the horse at the other race. So just give me a Chancer, Chancer McPatrick to win the Triple Crown. Now, our buddy Venice said this was an exact quote from Dale Sr. to Dale Jarrett before the race at Daytona when he saw him wearing the Hans device. Are you afraid to die? Dale Jarrett drove the 88 car, and the sponsor at the time was UPS. Good call out. Definitely got to check sponsors, that sort of stuff. Dale Jr. would later use that number 88 because his stepmother would not let him have the number 8, which was used by his grandfather. It's pretty neat how owners keep car numbers because of their history and hold rights to them. That is incredibly interesting. Coach didn't know that. See, man, he's definitely our resident NASCAR expert. You're the man. And then, so River Phoenix, okay, is interesting that he was born on August 23rd, lived to be 23, and it has been 32 years. So let that one sink in. What do you know? 15 hours ago or whatever, Stone Cold Steve Austin preparing for a WWE in-ring return. You don't say, Coach wouldn't have told you that. Alrighty. Coach kind of feels like he's taken a lot of the fun out of it for you guys. I should make certain parts slower. So I'm not going to say anything here. You look over the teams, right? Okay. And Coach go read them out. You pick your team in your head, right? Birmingham Stallions, Houston Roughnecks, Memphis Showboats, Michigan Panthers, Arlington Renegades, DC Defenders, San Antonio Brahmas, and the St. Louis I fucked the whole thing up. St. Louis Battlehawks. Alrighty. So I didn't mean to not put respect on their name, but hopefully that didn't influence your pick. So Coach, give you a few seconds, right? Who you rolling with? So Coach only researched one team. He only needed one team. It was the St. Louis Battlehawks. They were at the bottom. Coach started right there. First of all, you always invert anyway. But Coach just knew Hawks. Battle. That's like a combination of both. St. Louis, that's interesting to us, right? So they are owned by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. What do you know? Not bad. And the Fox Corporation. Okay, let's check out some of the players. We got our guys. Chris Garrett. What do you know? Okay. And who else we got here? I definitely should have highlighted these. I'm pretty sure he was the only one on this screen, so I want to make sure. Donovan West. All right. We got, let's see. Let's look at Chris Garrett. Okay. So he is a Super Bowl champion with the Rams. Not bad, right? Milwaukee. Gotta like that. What part of Milwaukee? Lutheran. Okay. I promise this one's really good. I just want to make sure I'm missing anything. So he was signed by the Cardinals, but waived 6 days later. The Arizona Cardinals, right? And then he's right back with the Battlehawks. What do you know? Second stint, ready to roll. And then Don of N West. Okay, he's their center. He went to Bishop Alemany High School, Roman Catholic. Okay, this is why Coach flagged that. Arizona State Sun Devils, they were kind of on this year. They made it to the playoffs. And the coach considers anybody in the playoffs as like semi-on, right? At least as of right now. And then what else we got? So he was signed in the dispersal drafts. We got Jelani Baker. He puts God first. He's a route runner. And see, he likes to just win. Coach is down with that. 481 followers, 48, 33, 70. Putting up some sort of hand sign. Let's check out the hand sign here. What is that? Coach never do some shit like that. It's too weird. Doesn't look human, right? That doesn't look like a person's like actually reaching their hand there. Like, how do you get that weird ass? It's too weird. It doesn't look like it looks superimposed or something. It's not bizarre. Let's see. I was thinking Iowa State. I don't know who the hell I was. And then, what else we got? Anything good there? There had to be something. Oh, yeah, okay. So they had their season canceled, like a lot of others. So this is Dwayne The Rock Johnson's ex-wife. Jeez. Yikes, that's a straight clown. Demon clown. Coach keyed in on acorns. Seems important, right? See a 68 baby, okay. Merrill Lynch. $7 Productions, huh? Buckeyes. Milwaukee Bucks. Seth Gordon. This is a thorough space adventure, jeez. I saw that in theaters, yeah. I went to see 4-Year-Old Virgin, which I had already seen, but this time they didn't let us see it, and we had to go see something else because we weren't old enough. And we went and saw this instead, and then still tried to sneak in. I think we did actually end up just sneaking back into the other one. Let's see. Nothing too awesome there. Seth Gordon, Seth Lewis Gordon, Evanston, Illinois. So coach hates to do this because he's lazy. But he does have to flag 2 more names. And he might be too lazy to do it, but he's just letting you know that coach knows deep down he should have flagged these names. Lewis and Evans. Evan and Lewis now. Isn't it interesting? So he's involved with like St. Louis. Right? Okay. And then first woman to own an equal or majority ownership stake in a major pro sports league. Boom, baby. Let's check it out. They had Taylor Heineke, my boy. I know Venice is pumped about that. You remember my Monarch? Greatest Redskins quarterback ever. Right? Taylor Heineke. Taylor. So he played for our Battlehawks. Panthers, too. There's just so many. Alrighty, so here's the Vikings. So Lawrenceville. So we got our Lawrence, Georgia, right? Yeah, Georgia was in the playoffs. Jimmy Johnson died. Or, not yet. Sorry. Jimmy Carter. And then, let's see what we got here. He won the Walter Payton Award. That seems important. 6.663 passing yards. What a joke. Okay. And so he filled in to replace injured Alex Smith. Second greatest Redskins quarterback of all time. I'm just kidding. Marriott is the greatest Redskins quarterback of all time. And then, let's see. He replaced Fitzmagic and Alex Smith, so 2 Magic players. And then, got replaced by cursed Carson Wentz. So he's like an underdog type. We like that. Let's see. So he won All-State 5A in Georgia. Yeah. Super Bowl. Thing important there. Oh, I like the 3-5-4. It's 3-4-5 mixed around. What else we got? Sorry, my eyes bother me. 3-6-3 palindrome. 3 and 3 together at 6. You know what? He competed with Kafka to back up Teddy Bridgewater. What do you know? So he's stuck behind the unluckiest quarterback in NFL history. I'm telling you, this dude's going to be mad important. He's done way too much important shit. I don't know how the hell he's playing into this thing, but there's no way this dude's not getting on. I'm just telling you that for real. Coach is Stan and Taylor Heineke. And he wasn't going to do it just like as a fanboy thing or whatever, but I'm telling you, after I thought about no, this dude's all for real. Look, released with an injury settlement on 9/11. Come on. This dude's something up with this guy. He had the 3,000th touchdown in Commanders history. Why do you get that? So he played, close loss to his former team, gets benched by once. And so, game against the Arizona Cardinals, so I definitely missed something unless it's coming up. But basically, our Battlehawks, I think I missed a lot of stuff with the Battlehawks actually, but they so they share time with the St. Louis Cardinals as far as viewership, and then something with the Arizona Cardinals too. I bet it better be later on. I'll be so mad if I missed it. Let's see. He got hurt against the Cardinals. 6th round pick. So he appeared in 4 games, only attempted 5 passes during 2024, but everybody said he was impressive in practice, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's actually got to be a lot of stuff because there's let's wait. So the Battlehawks have rivalry against the DC Defenders. We love that, right? Let's see. So every game except for one has been decided by 1 possession and determined the top team in the division at that point in the season. That crazy. So that's set up to blow. Brawl broke out at the end of last season. So okay, here we go. So negative. So the Cardinals were originally in, they were in St. Louis, right, and they left. And then how are the football Cardinals? I didn't click on that. What the fuck is the football Cardinals? I'll have to screenshot that. Let's see. Oops. So their only alternative professional football team was the Stampede in 95 and 96. Valley, Tigers, St. Louis Blues. concerned. I was just wondering if maybe they'd be a good loser for our Maple Leafs in the finals. Because Dale hates Bluey. This is so weird to me. That's probably too big of a reach. Let's see. Like Coach Self, we've covered a bunch of blue shit and he somehow forgot anything with the color blue. Better game. Oh my god, I might be too tired to get this. Let's see. Find all the good shit I saw. Bellykins. It's a weird one. Yo, check this out. Battlehawks led the league in followers on Twitter, Instagram, and fan attendance. You can't hate that, right? Led the nation television viewership for the opening week. Wait. Okay. It has been that long since I moved back. 8 of their 9 games all rank in top 9 attendance. This team is on, bro. Birmingham Stallions won the only one, so this will be a first-time winner. Coach loves it. Taylor Haneke. So reading a Roman play call. I'm telling you. There's definitely something up with this kid. Jesus plays the line of scrimmage. He's an underdog, like I mentioned. So, like, he helped Old Dominion get on. They had a brand new football team. He helped them get out of the Colonial Athletic and do a better conference, Conference USA. Tyler Heineke stayed with his hometown Falcons, restructured his contract, took $4 million off it, and they fucking traded him, yo. That's some curse shit for sure. But the Falcons, like, how is he with the Skins and the Falcons and Kirk Cousins is the Falcons? It's just too much. Like, there's definitely something up with this fucking guy. Freestone. Freemason. Let's see. So he's making a big mistake by keeping Taylor. So he's going to be an undrafted free agent. We want him to go to the Battlehawks. So this is Coach's local high school. Okay, Indian River High School just won the flag football team championship, underdogs and champions. What do you know? And won their like actually their regular football title. Forgot one big one. So why I mentioned Bishop Alamani. So didn't mention originally known as the Indians. School later changed their name to the Warriors. Not bad at all, right? And then our boy Venice, our resident NASCAR expert, says, I don't like that number 40 for Dale Jr. Number 40 was the car that slightly bumped Dale Sr. when he hit the wall and lost his life. The driver of number 40 was Sterling Marlin. Coors Light was his sponsor. Coach has Sterling Marlin dying this year, bro. Are you kidding me? That's who bumped Dale into the wall? And he was rocking number 40, and are you telling me Dale Jr.'s driver is rocking 40 right now? And is going to ram Jimmy Johnson into the wall and take his life? I don't know if that's what you're saying, but that's what Coach is hearing. Holy shit, dude. Awesome stuff, Venice. Amazing. Yeah, Marlin dying off the racetrack. Dale's driver bumps Jimmy Johnson. Chris Stapleton writes a song about it. And then Venice also says Jimmy Johnson is co-owner with Richard Petty, which is Legacy Motorsports. JJ is only driving equipment for testing for the team, but must qualify on time to get in. JJ won't die at Daytona, but his engine will expire. My father was manufacturer fan as well, but was a Mercury fan and was a fan of David Pearson, known as the Silver Fox car number 21, which is owned by the Wood brothers. The best Austin Dillon has finished at Daytona is second, behind the 21 car, which I believe was 7 years ago. Without looking it up, the other thing, JJ picked number 84 because it's the opposite of 48. What do you know? Alrighty, so that's all good stuff. But well, let's see, what were we saying about the engine? But his engine will expire. I'm not quite sure what that means. His engine will expire? Is that like a metaphor? Let's see. Father was manufacturer fan as well. Mercury fan. David Pearson, Silver Fox car. Wood brothers. Okay. No. Coach is still sold on Jimmy Johnson dying now. The angle on Jimmy Johnson isn't that like he's like gonna win it. Coach thinks that he's doing the Dale Earnhardt thing where he's fending someone off for that other dude that's on his team that's never won shit. So Coach thinks that's how it goes down. And then, oh yeah, let's switch over to the notes. Alrighty. We've got Ohio State, Michigan. So Michigan won last year. Ohio State won this year. We like Brian's Lions next year. That's not terrible, right? Also good year, Firestone, etc. And then, what do you know? The Cardiac Commanders are a thing. Like the Cardiac Kids, the Browns team from the 80s. Right before we got the Browns making the Super Bowl. So Coach thinks both those are really nice. Appreciate you. Fuck. What'd you say? Bass Pro Shops. Bass. This is our buddy, Austin Dillon's car. Bass Pro Shops. Bass. Bet you didn't know this. Can be found in rivers. You're welcome. You need Coach for that, I know. Alrighty, so what's going on here? Alright, we're going to close it out with the football Cardinals, their namesake stemming from not wanting to be confused with the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team. Operated from 60 to 87. Let's see what we got here. So they were nicknamed the Cardiac Cards. What do you know? Like the Cardiac Kids and the Cardiac Commanders. Okay. Well, did that name extend to, well, first of all, look at their Hall of Famers list. Larry, Don, and Roger. You fucking kidding me? And then, no, the Cardiac Cards does not extend to the Arizona Cardinals. They were only that when they were in St. Louis. This is the 100th year anniversary of a Cardinals League championship, in case you weren't familiar. Okay, so just yesterday, they sell iconic Jimmy Johnson artifact, scarred by dangerous wrecks. They had to remind you that he was in a really dangerous wreck before Daytona. Jimmy Johnson gives a powerful reply to Shaq questioning the NASCAR Champions Daytona decision. All right. And then, that's not that interesting. Coach said he did not see anything interesting about the Cardinal Stakes, but I think I may have had something wrong. So let's look up. Okay, so Hong Kong here, right? So what's Hong Kong? In China, right? 2019. Bye-bye. Hong Kong in 2020. There's no fucking race because of the Chinese flu. You fucking kidding me? Alright. And then Coach said Dale Earnhardt, Amelia Earhart, in case you thought that was a reach. His fucking car is named Amelia. Dale Jr. So there you go. Alright, let's try to close this out proper. So, Browns quarterback coach leaving Cleveland. So Coach had no idea the Browns had a quarterback coach. It certainly did not appear that way watching Deshaun Watson this year. Ryan Reeves, Dana Reeves' nephew on the Maple Leafs. And he's brothers with Willard Reeves, who played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Redskins. Okay. Let's see. Jordan Reeves. I didn't see him. We'll have to check that out. Got something good for us. Edmonton Elks. That's kind of like the Bucks. I'm going to count Elks as a hit. Blue Bombers is also a hit. We'll see why. So we got here. Okay. Great-great-grandson of Bass Reeves, as in Bass Pro Shops, for Austin Dillon. Okay. So we got that. Willard played at Northern Arizona. Coach had a hunch. What do you know? They're the Lumberjacks. Okay. And then he won the 1984 Grey Cup. And then, let's see what's going on here. Where are the forward teams? So Blues. He played for the St. Louis Blues. Coach has just had the weirdest feeling that it's the St. Louis Blues the Maple Leafs are beating, and he doesn't know hockey right that. He didn't have any good reasons for it. And he can't even explain a hockey reason for the Blues. They just won't shake Coach's brain. Okay, he doesn't really know them that well. But let's see. So he's drafted 36 overall. Let's see. Ryan Day, Riley Leonard, right? And then so he played with the Rivermen. That's a hit. The Rockford Ice Hogs. Oh, Coach had to know. The Rockford Ice Hogs. Okay, they're out of Illinois. They're a minor league affiliate of the Blackhawks. So Coach is taking the Rockford Ice Hogs to win, whatever, the American Hockey League. So AHL champion, Rockford Ice Hogs. That's Coach's pick. Okay, remember that. Franchise history, originally the Baltimore Bandits. You like that, do you? Yeah, not bad. Mighty Ducks. Oregon made it pretty far. Zach Sanford was the closest thing I could see to something interesting, and he turned out being interesting. What's up with him? So he was with the Blackhawks. He won the Stanley Cup with the Blues. Right? Now, looking over at the Blues. So 67 expansion. They're the last of the 6 expansion teams or whatever to win a Stanley Cup. They have the most Stanley Cup appearances outside of the original 6. Let's see. Florida Everblades. That's dope. That should be a street hockey team, though. So they have a rivalry with the Blackhawks. That's the Blues' biggest rival. That's good for us because we originally thought the Blackhawks might win it or something. So that makes sense. It's not. Wait, what was that? 42. 1942. It stabilizes 6 teams. That's a flipper right now. I wonder what that's about. Let's see. St. Louis Cardinals. Lynn Patrick. They were the team that came closest to folding since the Cleveland Barons. You got the Montana Magic. Nothing too exciting there. Allan. Where do we see Allan? I don't know how I got to him. But Allan McInnes. Okay. What is he doing? 100 greatest players in NHL history. Coach wouldn't have missed that one. He would have got one on the list. Early retirement 20 years ago. There's where we found out McInnes. Roman Turek, so they had a Roman as well. Coach didn't click on him, he should have. Let's see. Roman Turek. Ice Tigers. And bad feeling he's not that exciting, I don't think. Let's go back over. There's Patrick Maroon, obviously. We know about the Maroons. We got lots of Patricks popping around. So he grew up in St. Louis. He plays for the Blackhawks. And he played with the Texarkana Bandits. Interesting, right? Let's see. Ryan O'Reilly, once again, Ryan Day, Riley Leonard. Two different ones. Both same combo. Made me think of Bill O'Reilly. So then Jamie Rivers, okay, does the broadcasting for the Blues. Check this out. He is, where does it say? He is Huron First Nations. What's Huron First Nations? They are, where is it? Yep, right there. Basically Indians from St. Lawrence Valley. Not bad, right? Let's go ahead. We'll hit this in here. Where's my recorder? There we go.
Well, it's back with another edition of Rivals. Now today, we're going to focus on the St. Louis Blues. Now think about all the big names that we share. Gilmore, Joseph, Corson, and yes, even Shanahan now. But this is also a franchise that we've played against 5 times before in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And those series have created some of the most memorable moments in franchise history. In 1986, we met the Blues in the division finals. The season before, the Buds had finished dead last in the league. But come spring, our fortunes changed dramatically when we took a kid from Saskatchewan, Wendell Clark, with our #1 pick in the draft. Despite finishing 26 points behind them in the regular season, the Leafs would surprise the hockey world by taking the Blues to 7 games. The loss in 86 was avenged when the two clubs met again in the playoffs in 87. And the man who was famously sucker punched by Blues roughneck Lee Norwood the year before would be the one to seal the deal. One of the league's last helmetless warriors, the pride of Windsor, Ontario, Brad Smith, otherwise known as Motor City Smitty. And in Game 6, he scored the biggest goal of his career. Sprung by 17, Smith would blow by Blues goalie Greg Millen to notch what would ultimately prove to be the game winner, clinching Toronto's first best-of-7 series in 9 years.
He's been dying to get a goal, and he's a crowd favorite.
As the game closed itself out, fans called out, "We want Smith." Not one to disappoint the faithful, even with the game still in hand, Smith popped off the bench during a stoppage for his curtain call. He remains, to this day, the last league player to ever do so. Unfortunately, the Buds wouldn't win another playoff series till 1993. But when we did, guess who they faced in the second round? Yep, that's right, the Blues. This time, Doug Gilmour was on the side of the righteous. And when the first game of the series went to double overtime, you bet it was Killer who finally found a way past Kuchek. If you can't go over him, can't go under him, you gotta go, wait. This way, psych, oh wow, right around him. That jaw-dropping goal set the tone for the rest of the series.
What a night tonight.
It would be long and draining and fought to the bitter end, but finally the Leafs would wear Joseph and the Blues down, winning the series in 7. Sure, they beat us 4-2 the last time we met in the playoffs back in 1996, and sure, they've had the best of the rivalry through the regular season lately, but last year we walked all over the Blues with Nazem Kadri potting 3 goals in the team's 2 meetings. So our boys in blue haven't played St. Louis yet this year, but if things get tricky, we can just channel their inner Motor City Schmitty, or head behind the net, do the old bait and switch. I mean, it works for Gilmore, right? But perhaps we'll be wowed by something completely new. I know there's more than enough Leafs on this current roster that would love to put their own signature on this storied franchise rivalry.
All right, so we heard the name Shanahan, as in Mike Shanahan, Michael Edward Shanahan, as in Tom Edward Brady, Nicholas Edward Foles. Let's see, what has he done? So he's father of Kyle Shanahan. He went to Oak Park, coached Oklahoma, and the Oakland Raiders. I believe it was the LA Raiders at the time, but come on. That should have been your clue there, going to Oakland. And then, let's see. Fired because of a feud between Reeves and Elway. Dan Reeves. So we got Dan Reeves. Okay, Daniel Edward Reeves. What are the odds, right? Okay. Rome, Georgia. Second most losses behind Belichick. Reeves and Marty Schottenheimer are only eligible NFL head coach with 200 career wins to not have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Reeves has 3 children and 6 grandchildren for the 666 coding, of course. And then, let's see. He died from complications of dementia on January 1st. Wow. So he fired Willie Brown. Let's see. I guess I'm going to pass up. Anything else? That to be something. So inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1984. 90th greatest player of all time. So this is Willie Brown, who he fired. So Shanahan is a Catholic. Delta Sigma Phi. Hosted a fundraiser for Donald Trump. So coach is taking the Riverhounds, the FC Riverhounds, to win their championship in soccer. They have intentions to join Major League Soccer by 2023. And they have not even applied. They had an ESPN partnership back then. Now all their stuff gets streamed with all the other matches on YouTube. Okay. And Paul Child does broadcasting. Okay. So it says it was named Paul Child in honor of Pittsburgh soccer legend Paul Child. For some reason, when I clicked on Paul Child, it took me to Fred Rogers. Wonder if that's the same person or something. Isn't that weird? So Fred Rogers, who is from Pittsburgh, of course. Mr. Rogers. Let's see. Mark Brown. There had to be some good stuff here. We had the Mark Brown. Alan Morrison. I must have missed this. Alan Morrison did his funeral. Okay. So what do you know? Alan Morrison happens to play at his funeral. And let's see. So the Riverhounds had their worst season in years. Okay. Basically only going 500 this last year. They've never won a championship. They've never even made a championship. So coach loves to pick them to win it. Let's see. Oh wait, no. Okay. Apparently they must have lost the one right there. Yes, they lost in 2023. So they've at least sniffed it. So that's at least a little bit encouraging. They might be able to pop back in the mix after a rebuilding year. And here's the St. Louis Blues song. I hate to see that evening sun go down because my baby, he's left this town. Feeling tomorrow like I feel today. I'm feeling tomorrow like I'll pack my truck, make my giveaway. St. Louis woman with her diamond ring pulls that man around her. If it wasn't for her, that man I love would have gone nowhere. I got the St. Louis Blues, blue as I can be. That man's got a heart like a rock cast in the sea, or else he wouldn't have gone so far from me. I love my baby like a schoolboy loves his pie, like Kentucky Colonel loves his mint and rye. Love that man till the day I die. So very interesting. The namesake of the St. Louis Blues is a song about someone packing up and leaving when St. Louis has been bailed on by more professional sports teams probably than any other city. So coach basically works 2 full-time jobs. He literally grinds all night, as you know, and pushes it till the second he's got to punch in, trying to record videos. Most of the time, I don't even get a shower in, even though it's like my favorite part of the day is taking showers. Coach loves a hot shower like you wouldn't believe, but usually even have to sacrifice that just to get that video up. Wasn't able to get the video up today, even though I had 40 minutes of it done, and I thought the video was done because I didn't follow through on like one of the last thoughts that I had. So that's what this is. And basically coach has some really good work coming up, and the boys are going to be happy about it, but coach has kind of been pissed like all day because he feels like he got robbed of a championship. So I want you to see what coach started with before we get into it so you can understand he really did like have this one. So I saw 1942. This is the Grey Cup list. This is Grey Cup champions, Canadian football. Okay, we're probably not too Canadian football, I don't think, in the video yet. But coach had a strong read on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers because of the St. Louis Blues. Also Bombers. Also Winnipeg was a hockey team I really, really wanted to pick to do something this year, but just doesn't quite feel right. So I wanted to kind of try to squeak them in some way. So the Blue Bombers were my beat, but then when I looked at the Grey Cup list, I saw that Toronto had not only won in 1942, but they won in 1952. So Coach was going to come to you with an official Coach prediction just based off that. Because, you know, how much are we really going to beat on Grey Cup? It's not like Coach knows this through and through, right? We're not going to know like all the little rivalries. We were going to start with the operating premise of Blue Bombers getting beaten by Toronto. Okay, so we'd have like the Toronto connection as well, right? And Argonauts sounded like some sort of military thing, even though I know they're the Hurricanes there. Coach knew they were the Argonauts. Right, so let's get back to where we are in the video. And okay, good, right on cue. Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You'll see this is where Coach went to first. He didn't start with Toronto. He started with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and he didn't like scroll down and look at all the championships or anything really, right? You know, just a tiny bit, like kind of glance over it. But he already had that operating premise because the very first thing he looked at was the Grey Cups list, and he didn't look all the way through it. He just went to the 50, saw 42 and 52. I know where we're looking next. Let's get off these Blue Bombers. Let's head over to the Argonauts, right? This is where Coach was looking with the Blue Bombers. Okay, their main rival is Saskatchewan, blah, blah, blah. I don't really see... Oh, yeah, River Park. So we like that, but we can't fall too in love with Rivers. I mean, Three Rivers Stadium ain't shit, right? So maybe they have to actively be Rivers. I'm thinking that makes more sense instead of former Rivers. And then, so Grey Cup championships, they won in 84, right? And they had won a few years ago. And so I'm like, okay, that's not like too far out to me. Like maybe it is the Blue Bombers, right? But, you know, I'm still leaning more towards Toronto popping in there, right? So flip over to the Toronto Argonauts, team we're thinking is going to win, right? 2024-2025 season, because Coach doesn't know how Canadian football seasons work. He didn't know if the 2024 season was over, or if it's 2025 or what. I assumed we were looking at 25, but you know, I was hoping it was like, oh, they're about to have the championship, and Coach was going to tell you, here's the official prediction, right? Toronto Argonauts beating the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Okay, and then basically, so they're the oldest existing pro sports team in North America, dog. Put some respect on that shit. Okay, now Argonauts, sailors, military, right? Perfect, fits the theme. Right, they went on this big journey. Okay. Now, basically, Coach will just spoil it for you here. The old Toronto Argonauts just fucking beat the Blue Bombers in the 2024 Grey Cup. So they stole Coach's thunder, but huge tie-in. So now we know, okay, we actually got that. That's good for our Blues, right? Blah, 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 right? So that those connections are good, and that would have been an accurate Coach prediction, right? And then Coach is thinking like, oh, you know, you looked like a year back or whatever, or like last year, I think one of those one of those soccer teams or something. I know we saw Stampede, right? The Stampede one. I think it was the UFL, right? United Football League, the Stampede one. Well, what do you know? In basketball, the Mavericks lost the NBA Finals. So I was thinking, like, where do these horses come? Like, I don't see any other horses. I was like, oh, well, there's one. Right? So, and then Coach had a bunch more connections too, but he was stuck at work and getting really mad. So let's just go. Hopefully Coach will try to jog his memory. He's upset about this. That there's, you know, some skin stuff on the Rocky statue. If we lose, this was the tell. You know, for sure. It's not something we want to see. We just have to hope it's a bluff. Right? As you'll see. The last four, they all lost, right? Seems weird for the fifth one to break the streak. We would have rather it been the 6th or the 7th or something like that. But we're looking to be number 5. That's not good. Now, so scene decorating Commanders gear before NFC title game. Now, I wonder how they break a lot of these stories, right? Like how they're actually covered. So Coach likes this a lot. Since we don't know exactly who put the merchandise on Rocky, we can't say with certainty it was a Commanders fan who did this. Perhaps there's a bitter Dallas Cowboys fan who's feeling left out, purchased a Washington blanket, scarf, jacket, and jersey, and planted them on the statue. First of all, nobody's going out and buying hundreds of dollars worth of NFL gear to put on a fucking statue, right? We know that. If that is what happened, It's an ingenious plan that would make any Scooby-Doo villain proud. Okay, let's see. Another potential option is an Eagles fan did this in an attempt at reverse psychology. Please, God, let that be true. The fact that they're floating that. That's what I think they're going to do. It's going to come out after the game that was an inside job. And they curse themselves. Right? And, of course we love Rocky. Right? Did you know Rocky Balboa Day, the first ever Rocky Balboa Day was last year? Not bad, right? Let's see. Yeah, so Kelsey urged Kansas City fans not to do it, and of course they won the Super Bowl. It says 60% of the money lines on Washington. There's no way that's fucking true. And just because 60% of the bets are for Washington doesn't mean 60% of the money is on Washington, right? Yeah, the people who want the little bit of fun, right? Throwing like $1 or $2 or whatever, like, oh, that's my team or whatever, right? That's different than the people like actually betting big, right? So we don't know where the actual money is. We don't even know if that's accurate as far as the bets. Coach says bullshit. He doesn't believe it. They put a new Rocky statue up on the art steps for a month. It's been taken down. Let's see. There's a third copy as well. There's Rocky Fest. The first Rocky Fest was 48 years after the premiere of the first one. Not bad, right? And okay, so here's the Grey Cup wins. As you'll see, yep, they won in 2024, and they did beat the Blue Bombers. Okay, but let's. Ooh, Coach was at work. I hope I can still fucking do this, man. But I was at work on the phone with a customer, and this shit was lighting up me like, holy shit, ding, ding, ding. All right, so first off, 38.83 flip. Okay, we've got. Oh man, there were so many. 14. Hold on, I thought for sure 14 got flipped. It must have been one like the 24. Let's see. I'm telling you, there's a lot of good ones in this one. It just takes a second. But once my eyes start seeing it, it was just one right after the other. So this one's got a lot of the you add them together shit. Like some really good ones too. So they got the 50. Okay, so they got 1950. And so that would be 47 to 97. Okay. 46 to 96. 33 to 83. So pretty much 50 years from any. And look, what was I gonna say? Hold up. Sorry. I wish I could have done this one sooner. 52, so they could win again. They could be back-to-back. So it's still my official pick. Right, I'm still taking Toronto this year, hoping they flip it again for the old back-to-back. That'd be nice. And then, let's see. It's weird, they got the 46, which you know the big teams love. It's weird it hasn't flipped at all. I'll definitely be looking out for them in 49. Let's see. Man, I had so much, but I'm telling you, it was like you pretty much had any of them together. It was one of those. Oh, man. Oh, well, you get it. There's definitely some good ones. But let's go check everything else that's that. So that was the 111th Grey Cup last year. Right, most recently, they defeated the Blue Bombers. So Coach is like, oh, shit. Right? So, did I tell... Oh, yeah, we already did that. Okay. So, I guess that's pretty much bringing it full circle. I feel like I had more. But, yeah, Coach has pretty much taken off now. But that really did really bother him. Coach was super bummed out that he didn't get that. But we're just going to run it back. We'll hope they hit it again. We're taking the Argonauts to repeat. And that's interesting because we haven't had any repeats yet. We never take the favorites, right? So that's when we'll put our money on again. Even though you probably can't bet the Grey Cup. Let's keep it real. All right, welcome back into today's episode of Schizos versus Gematria. So Team Schizo's up now. So just a couple quick hitters before we get back into the action. So obviously Tom Brady, greatest Michigan quarterback of all time. Lions fans have had to watch him win all these Super Bowls, etc. Make sure they know who he is, know he respects him, to know exactly how hard it will be to beat him in the big game. So, of course, we love that. I know we've kind of gone over that before, but just really hit Coach exactly how awesome that is. And then, there will be a hip drop tackle finally flagged in the NFC Championship. I think the Skins are going to be on the bad end of a stupid hip drop call. They haven't called that shit all year. Man, oh, the hip drops. Oh, no. I still think Jaden Daniels, I think he hurts his throwing elbow. But if it's a lower body injury, it's the old hip drop coming. But I think Hurts got hit with the hip drop injury already, so that's done. So anyways, when Tyler Heineke gets on, we're going to be all over the Monarchs. Here's a Quebec City Monarchs team. Here's a Fort McMurray Monarchs team returning to action. So we're going to look at the Grey Cup, okay, now known as the Allan Cup, okay, available to the winner of the Canadian Dominion Football Championship as an Old Dominion University, okay, first won by the Toronto Varsity Blues of the University of Toronto. Okay, so Allan Cup donated by Sir Montague Allen of Ravenscrag, Montreal, most recently won by Dundas Real McCoy. Okay, so looking over, there you go, Dundas Real McCoy wins a lot. Stony Creek Generals, you know, coach is definitely keying on the Stony Creek Generals, right? So that's a contender for this year. Okay, for a double, right? Creek and General, that's both a hit. And then, so it's the Senior Ice Hockey League, etc. Stony Creek Tigers won last year. Okay. And they are talking about expansion teams, possibly Brantford, King City, Orangeville, Guelph, Cambridge, Caledon, and Stratford. Coach keyed in on Stratford because it was so close to Stanford. Okay, of course, Brantford also has a Ford, but Coach figured Strat is the better name. And then, so they are considered a potential expansion location for the Allan Cup Hockey League in 24-25. So Coach is taking them to expand. Hello, the Stratford Indians? Huh? The Indians? Yeah, we're going to take them. So this is who we're taking to win. Is the AHL? Is that what this shit's called? The ACH? Whatever the hell it is. They're winning this. We're taking Stratford, former Indians, whatever they're going to be called this year. I'm sure it's not the Indians. But check this out. Bill Flick was 1/3 of legendary Stratford Indians line that included Mickey Roth. So now we know about Mickey Roth. Okay. So let's see. Irish Miskimmins. Okay. So it's a double. We got Indians, we got Irish. Stratford. Pembroke Memorial. Remind me of Pembroke. Okay. Let's see about that. So they are, so this is Pembroke. They are the Lumber Kings at McKay Street Arena. So I don't know why Coach keyed in on this team or who they even are, to be honest with you. At this point, did this a couple days ago. But Coach also likes the Lumber Kings of McKay. He's saying Brantford's not coming back. So here's the Montagues. Okay, so check this out. We've got the Allan Memorial Institute and the Allan Steamship Line. So let's start with the Steamship Line. Okay, so it says he's known for donating the Allan Cup. That's his biggest accomplishment, was this stupid cup, right? And then, let's see. So the Allan Shipping Line, you think Coach is fucking crazy yet? Right, so we got Allan Touring. We're getting you two even, or I'd say even a bigger Allan in this one. The shipping line is nice. I mean, yeah, this is just too much, dude. This is crazy. This shit is insane. I'm telling you, once you get to the end of this, you're going to be like, no fucking way did Coach tie it all back together like every theory he's ever had. All with the name Allan. But I'm telling you, it happened. And then, let's see. So, Captain Alexander Allan. Alexander's a hit. And then, let's see. So, it was the world's largest privately owned shipping concern. Right? So, this thing was monstrous. Okay? Had offices in Boston, London. Yeah, it's a shipping empire. Okay? An empire, dog. So that's what we're dealing with the Allan clan here. Is there anything interesting? Nothing really there. We can know about that. Okay. Captain Alexander Sandy Allan. Shoemaker to shipping magnate. These people love fucking shoes, dude. Donald. His mom was the younger sister of Agnes Brown Burns, right? So Burns also makes me think of George Burns. Kirk Oswald, so we got a Kirk again. Attended a dame school. Old Rome Ford. She married James Allen. Lived at Old Rome Ford. Let's see. So it's a parish of Dundonald. So coach, just so all these lakes and rivers and stuff, isn't it nice? So we have a Lakers team in LA that has no right being named the Lakers, right? Oh, coach is taking them. So I'm still not sure if it's next year. We really could be looking at Bucks back-to-back wins, doing a Chiefs thing. But I do have, at some point, LeBron and the Lakers beating the Cavaliers. And then after that, I'm giving James ring number 6. I think he's got to beat the Celtics. It just makes too much sense for coach. He's got the Irish shit. That seems like a tell to coach. So obviously, they got the 52 championship. They also got 82. So coach is taking the Lakers in 2025, next year, not this one. 2025 and 2028. So LeBron will be like 44, basically, when he gets his last ring. And then, so he's so he's the oldest in the league right now, on a small list of NBA players who have been as old as he is and still plays in the league. So in 1982, of course, Dick Stockton narrated the documentary. You got out of Stockton. And there was a USA version narrated by Al Albert. Oh, what do you know? Alan Albert, okay, from Brooklyn. Let's see. Play-by-play sportscaster for Indian Pacers. Let's see. Ohio University. Right? And then, let's see. What else we got? Pearl, Washington. Okay. So, basically he's known for excellence in boxing broadcasting journalism, okay? But Albert is from a family of broadcasters. He has brothers Marv and Steve Albert and a nephew Kenny, okay? So Marv Albert, okay, Offertig, right, is the voice of the New York Knicks, also commonly referred to as the voice of basketball. So he's excellent basketball journalist. He was arrested for Deshaun Watson. He was arrested for Jameis Winston, if that makes sense. Right? So, and then, let's see. Placed by Ian Eagle. Coach has already done him. Isn't that interesting? Marty Glickman, that made coach think of Jiminy Glick. He's succeeded by Kevin Harlan. That's another one we did. Isn't it weird how much comes full circle? Oh, yeah. So Glickman was in the 36 Olympics. He's in the 666 Olympics. And he's like a martyr, basically, for the Schmewishes. He's oppressed. And then, let's see. They did it. Scorsese produced a documentary on him. That's crazy. I just need some water. Give him a second. Alrighty. Westwood. I think of Westworld. Westwood. Okay. That's weird. Voice imitated to do NBA Jam. Jack Black and Kyle Gass named the Tenacious D band after Albert, using the phrase tenacious defense to describe the Knicks. And then he's in the National Schmewish Sports Hall of Fame. He was accused of assaulting a 42-year-old woman in 1997. So you know that's already bullshit. Because, nobody wants anything to do with a 42-year-old woman. That's just Coach's take. Of course, I'm kidding. But anyways, there's definitely some bullshit here. So he was throwing onto her bed, biting her, and then forcing her to perform mouth to mouth resuscitation, right? So I always thought that that's such a joke. Like, how the fuck could you be forced to do that? Like, why wouldn't you just bite down? And in this case, just to really rub it in your face, they're telling you that, like, oh, he's biting her. Like, because of course, like, it's just the most ridiculous shit. This is so fake and stupid. He was wearing white panties and a garter belt. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous. Forcible Saddam Hussein. The joke. Barbara Walters. She requested him to bite her. Let's see. Broadcasting partner. So we got Butch, Chip, Doug, Boomer, Walt, Richie, Grant, Magic, Snapper, Dick, the Pearl. Let's see. Trumpy. Who the fuck is Bob Trumpy? I don't look that shit up. I was gonna screenshot Bob Trumpy. And Bucky Waters. So Bucky. It's gonna be a bad year for Buckies. You're gonna be dropping dead left and right. So here's Steve Albert. Let's see. So he covered major boxing fights, including the bite fight. What do you know? It's just a family of biters. Makes me think his brother is Mike Tyson. Right? The one that got arrested for SA. Yeah, dude, he's biting people and arrested for SA. That motherfucker's Mike Tyson. I'm telling you. Who is this one? Who is this one? Which Albert is this? I don't know anymore. Whichever Albert, I'm telling you, whichever one was accused of biting, like, and happened to work the Tyson, like that dude, and SA, like, yeah, that dude is Mike Tyson. I'm positive. And then let's see. Also, Grudge Match, in case you didn't believe the Mike Tyson thing yet. He's also on a show called Grudge Match, like the Rocky movie Grudge Match. And then Kenny Albert. Nothing too exciting with him, I don't think. I think he bored me. He was in Battle Dome. Here we go. We had some fun. Okay, so Battle Dome, it's basically a knockoff of American Gladiators. It's like half game reality show, half scripted pro wrestling segments, right? So, which is what they all are, but this one was like upfront about it. So they had Downtown Julie Brown. Let's see. Seth Stockton. We have to have another Stockton everywhere, right? Let's see. Jake Fury. So Jake Paul Tyson Fury. Jake Paul Tommy Fury. Scott Anthony broke his ankle. Let's see. Battle Wheel. They were called Warriors instead of Gladiators. Okay, who cares? This is boring. Alright. So, Jimmy Johnson remembers blowing his engine during a burnout. So, Venice was talking about Jimmy Johnson possibly having an engine problem. So, obviously I was joking about that being like a metaphor, right? Like saying like he's going to die. But what, Coach doesn't know anything about equipment. So, like, does his team suck? Right? Like, is there something, is it the manufacturer? Is there something like terribly wrong with this car? Because I could totally see like something going wrong with this car, and that's why he crashes. So just throwing that out there. And then, oh yeah, Coach just took a picture of this one. So it's where he was telling you that National Sports Entertainment decided to take the lines in a scripted comeback. I'm actually going to be less nice to him because I didn't realize how rarely he uploads. He's just not working hard enough. I mean, say what you want about Elron. I mean, the dude uploads even more than Coach does, I think, right? So, and those are like hours and hours. So at least give it to him. He's at least out there putting it in. Like, and of course I flipped over just to prove it, like 1 hour ago, right? So yeah, Coach actually respects the gematria affects sports more than he respects national sports entertainment. Just because they're putting more out there, they also do seem to be begging for money worse. So there's that. But he got interesting stuff. DJ Young dying, that sort of stuff. I saw that on the death list I'm about to show you. So it was just interesting. We were on that at the same time. So here's the full list of people that died this year. So Loretta Ford, 104 years old. We got Gallo Blue Chip. That's an American racehorse. Maybe think of blue chips in real life, right? So then, let's see. There's Gallo Blue Chip. Bye-bye Camille. That bye-bye Hong Kong thing is crazy to me. Let's see. Mark Ford. Let's see. Dana. They love the name Dana, right? Someone still named Esther was alive. That blows Coach's mind. He's never met an Esther. And then, let's see. What's this? Lil Jon. Big Chuck and Lil Jon. What the hell is Big Chuck and Lil? Yeah, so DJ Unk and someone that's associated with Lil Jon, not the East Side Boys, but something else called Lil Jon. What are the odds there, right? Jeff Torberg, Coach already covered him. Gary Brook. Don Cupid. There's Gary Brooks. Okay, he was with Tottenham Hotspur. Isn't that on Trevor's radar? Trevor, don't you have Tottenham as Big Cursed? Let's see. Paul Dannon. So just like Dana again. Tommy Brown. So Tommy Brown, hometown Brooklyn Dodgers. Cincinnati Reds, nicknamed Buckshot. Come on, man. Buckshot? Oh, you like that. Especially right after the Dodgers win a World Series. Come on. The Nolans. Coach has Nolan on the radar. And let's see, we got nobody else there interesting, I don't think. Nothing popping up. Mickey Roth. There you go. Isn't that crazy? The Stratford Indians player fucking died. What do you know? Coach definitely taking the Stratford Indians. Let's see. So Mickey Roth. Yeah, Stratford Indians right there. Also, obviously, the Maple Leafs is why we keyed in on them to begin with. Yeah, he just passed away January 9th. He had to wait 9 days into the new year to do whatever little stupid trick they did for the 76 code, right? And then Al McNeil. There's Al McNeil. There's something here. So so another Maple Leaf died, right? And he's from Sydney, which is flagged. And Emilio, of course, I made Coach think of Charlie Sheen. And let's see. So Varsity Blues movie. Coach was very surprised that the Toronto Varsity Blues did not win the same year. I couldn't find any good connection there. But let's see. Youth sports, men's basketball. This is Canadian college basketball. So Coach has a Canadian college winner, okay? So he saw there's 48 teams in this league. Okay, Coach looked over all 48 teams. He only keyed in on 2. One is all I'm about to show you. The other one was the Timberwolves, which Coach wasn't super sold on. Timber's right? But it was I didn't expect that to actually be it. So as soon as I clicked on them and saw they had 2 wins all season, I'm yeah, okay. So let's move back over to the other one, right? Varsity Reds. What do you know? The Reds, the Red Bombers, the Red Devils, the Red Bloomers, the Red Raiders, and the Black Bears, right? So we got Bombers and Raiders and Reds. That's good enough for Coach. He's taking them to win. What do you know? We did a little bit of research. So Coach was well, they got a few different sports, right? Basketball, that sort of stuff. So hockey's probably the biggest in Canada, right? Let's check out the hockey team. 20-2 this year, bro. 909 winning percentage. They've only lost to one team all year. They just happened to lose to them twice. That STFX, right? So Coach is taking UNB to win whatever bullshit fucking Canadian Hockey League, Canadian College Hockey League this is. Here's where it's about to get really real. I wish Coach was feeling better. I'd get more into this one. But so we got the Allan Memorial Institutes. This came up in the research. This was associated with the Allan shipping line. It's the same Allan, right? So Allan Memorial Institute. You tell me if Coach hit here. Okay? Here's the reviews. A A terribly horrific institution where mind control, specifically MK Ultra, were carried out on people who were vulnerable and needed real help. This place shouldn't exist. Why would they have stopped doing something so terrible? They wouldn't have started to begin with if they didn't think the effects were were worth it. Heartbreaking, sorry. I'm sure you can tell sometimes. Coach isn't the healthiest person. He tries his best to get through without showing it, but he's not feeling too good today. Shout out Donald for conducting MK Ultra experiments on unknowing subjects. So we got a Donald again. They think that people don't know that they're still taking or still drugging people with LSD, and they're still doing MK Ultra mind control experiments instead of helping people who needs help. They take advantage, experiment on them, evil, sinister. So the coach, that's I guess a good time as any to mention. Coach had to call and schedule surgery today for next Friday. So it's I've got to get 4 teeth ripped out of my head, my wisdom teeth, because my dentist broke them. So and they said you might as well remove the other ones. So they're not gonna have anything to press against. So coach gotta go get those cut out. Probably gonna be down for a few days. I'm sure I will still be uploading posts whenever I find something to keep you as up to date as I can. But just throwing that out there. Coach is very bummed. He doesn't have any way around it. He's already pushed it off once. They're not going to let him push it off again. They already charged him too much the first time. So if I could leave no stars, I'd do it. Dr. Cameron. So Cameron has always been a name that bothered me. I mean, of course, you know, you got like Terminator Cameron, etc. But I also just hated the name Cameron. Like, I cannot acknowledge a man named Cameron. Like, every Cam I've ever met was just a total tool bag. No joke. Like, it's probably been my most hated name of all time, my entire life, right? So just saying, that one's definitely flagged for coach's personal reasons. Let's see. Ashamed MK Ultra made it into Canadian history. Do you see how many fucking reviews there are on this shit? Former site of MK Ultra experiments, definitely haunted. Global Marxist MK Ultra home, danger. Loving my new superpowers. Okay? So, survivors of the Montreal experiments at Allan Memorial Institute rally for justice. Okay, so this is like cat's out of the bag. They actually told you about this. This might be a fake psyop. Coach is thinking, I don't know, to be honest with you. They're probably definitely torturing people. If Coach had to guess. Right? That part seems real. Now, as far as like what they like, it seems like they just spin it as mind control. Coach doesn't think it's mind control, right? And they kind of hint at this too. So let's see. They said he'd cure his asthma, gave him shock treatment, grand mal seizures, right? You know, you get an idea. This is pretty bad stuff. Toxic legacy of Canada's brainwashing experiments. They strip you of your soul. What do you know? What do you know? So it's not about the brain. Coach would have done that. How crazy. He would have said, like, oh, I bet they're stealing their souls. And then the Guardian just comes right out and says it. And then, let's see. Look at this shit. You're telling me that's not some sort of fucking code, dude? The arms behind the back turned completely. So Johnson was close to her grandmother, often spending afternoons at her home. While her parents worked, they would sit on the couch and watch TV together, surrounded by piles of books and newspapers. Okay? It says it takes her years to read a book, say experiment on her brain. Basically, like, they'd, like, play recordings of, like, your mother hates you over and over again, all that sort of stuff. They said, like, you know, parents would go back home and there'd be no love in the home. They're just completely stripped of all their emotions and strip you of your soul. Right, so let's see. She wasn't able to joke and laugh. What the hell is that shit, dude? The fuck? Used a squirrel to represent her grandmother? Said they made her feel like a squirrel trapped in a cage. Died in 1967. Okay. So basically, you know, yeah, they're trying to strip you of your emotions. Right? They're trying to brainwash you. Coach has a good clip here you've probably seen before, but it'll hit a little bit better now.
It's all about smiles and cries. Put the joint down, man. This motherfucker's out of his mind.
Hold on, Lonzo. Hold on. Smiles and cries. Smiles and cries. Smiles and cries. I hear you.
Yeah, you gotta control your smiles and cries. Because that's all you have. And nobody can take that away from you.
Oh, shit.
So Coach thought you would like that one. So obviously, mind control, German, you get it. I'm sure you know about a lot of this stuff. Gerald Ford. It's just weird that it came naturally, right? This is something I always knew would come up at some point. I just never knew when. Well, guess what? It's here, guys. We got to it. Alan Dulles. Alrighty. These Bay of Pigs, blah, blah. Dr. Donald Ewan Cameron. Donald Cameron. Twofer. Okay. So, 8/9/1967. So, 86/67. Okay. And then he happened to do MK Ultra Sub Project 68. Right? Mr. 68 birthday. Unrelated to another CIA psychiatrist, Alan S. Cameron. You fucking buy that shit? They got two Alan Cameras doing MK Ultra psychiatry. How the fuck does that work? Another Donald. That's Donald Hebb. Two-stage psychological torture method. Yo, check this out. Eminent monsters. That's kind of like Eminem. You know, you take the T off, just slide it over. Let's see. From the CIA is unclear. Montreal. So Montreal, I've always said, is the brainwash capital of the world. It's definitely kind of seems to solidify that. And that was based off just like people on TV I would see who are like saying they're personal trainers or some, you know, whatever they're getting celebrated for. I'm like, that's some sort of brainwashing motherfucker. And they're always from Montreal. Right, so just saying. And then $240,000, which 2024 would be $420,000. So Coach thought that was interesting. So 240 flips to 420, right? I'll bet you can predict inflation. And also, here's the real fun part. So it's like, even if we go and we hit like all these picks or whatever, there's nothing stopping them from just acting like we're the South in the Civil War or something and just getting rid of our currency altogether, like saying overnight, like your paper doesn't buy anything anymore. So your millions of paper is just fucked, right? So they're always going to have a way to screw us. Just saying. Let's see. Nuremberg Code. Yeah, this is like brothels, one-way mirrors. They turn them into heroin addicts. You got Allen Ginsberg there. It's a creepy motherfucker, dude. With Lucian. You want to hang out with this guy in Lucian? Who can tell you how much he hates your sexual repression? Yeah, right. Yeah, thanks, buddy. June 3rd, 666. Yeah, shocker, right? Howl. So this is the guy that James Franco did the movie after, right? Franco. And of course, they're talking about electroshocks and that sort of good stuff. Capturing enemy agents, right? How to destroy and control human minds. This is what they want to come and try to do to Coach. Right? So keep that in mind every time he's talking to you. That this is who he knows he's dealing with. So just remember that. And then let's see. The guy who's scared to trust somebody to take his teeth out is pissing off the mind control Satanists. Right? So just remember. And I don't know. Oh yeah, he jumped out. Yeah, so he got knocked out and thrown out of a window. They tried to tell you he jumped out of the window. So Wormwood, Coach watched the first 3 of the 6 parts of Wormwood. Okay. It's based off Frank Olson. They said Stranger Things is based around MK Ultra. I didn't know that. I've never seen Stranger Things, so I'll have to watch that one. Let's see. The Bangkok asset, that one sounds interesting. Outlast makes references to MK Ultra. That's funny because I have those games, but I've never played it. I'll have to play that one. Oh, the main antagonist or protagonist of Black Ops Cold War is a victim of MK Ultra. That's interesting. There's the Bangkok asset. Just thought, yeah. Take a look at that. So here we go. The big stuff. Transhumanism. This is the real trans. They want you to think about the male-female thing or whatever. Like, dude, if you are, like, confused or, you know, you just know something's not right, it's because we're all lab rat guinea pigs and they experiment on us, right? Like, we're probably all an abomination, right? We're probably all some sort of mixture of male and female and some sort of weirdness and stuff, right? But most of us aren't robots yet. So, like, you know, us weird little experimented on guinea pigs, we got to stick together or they're going to turn us full on into the robot freaks. And Coach thinks, like, the robot freaks, like, they can't help it at all. Like, they're probably tortured into it. Like, they got no sense of right or wrong. They're just completely tortured souls in hell, right? So we should actually empathize with them. But the problem is they're probably stronger, faster, like everything than us, right? We're dealing with RoboCop in real life everywhere you go. And then enhanced physical and cognitive abilities. Let's see. Extended lifespans. Yeah, so doesn't that explain the lifespan theory? Coach could never explain to you, like, how do they get so old and the same people? They're fucking robots, dude. There you go. Figure it out. Get that Coach is crazy. But, I mean, just wait. Alrighty. So, like, dude, there's your one eye symbolism. You're telling me the one eye symbolism means anything besides this? You're telling me it's not that those people that are covering the one eye are fucking robots? They're all fucking robots. Okay? They're hunt for immortality. Right? Oh, meet a hacker who put a camera in his eye. Right? And meet the cyborgs and biohackers redefining beauty. Right? And we can alter our bodies in previously unimaginable ways, whether that's implanting microchips, fitting advanced prosthetic limbs, or even designing entirely new senses. These people have senses we can't even fathom. Okay? So that's what you're up against. Okay? And that's why they think you're so fucking stupid. Because in a way, you are, but they're actually just so fucking soulless. They can be as smart as they want. They don't know anything about what it is to be loved by God. So there's that. And then, let's see, so there you go. Brain hacker. And then they show you this goofy shit, like that's what you'd have to look like if you were doing this shit. Like, they look just like you and me. They're not walking around with that stupid shit. Post-human perfection. They want post-human. They don't like humans. They want. So there we go. The extension 6363.
I still don't understand why anyone would betray their country.
Those men weren't weak, just susceptible to certain influences. Remember, they've got methods we're just beginning to understand. We're desperate to keep up.
So there you go. Let's see. So I was just looking at like tattoos and stuff, and they said like they'll always show you like, you know, this person's from 6 million years old and they had tattoos on their joints. It must have been for therapeutic reasons. Like, who the fuck's ever got like, oh, my back's killing me, I gotta go get a tattoo? What are you fucking talking about? And, like, you can tell this like satanic, right? Anybody's going around just deforming their body like that. I'm just saying. The coach thought about Falling Water. It's the most amazing house he's ever been to. He went in high school, right? So it's like built into like this river. Okay, it's really phenomenal. And it's just like a really supreme piece of architecture. But they tell you this one fucking idiot built it just to go spend weekends on a couple times a year with his fucking mistress. It's always some fucking bullshit, right? So this is clearly something special from another time that was, you know, when humans actually ruled, right? Before the super smart robots took over and made everything shit. Okay, and nothing fucking works anymore because it's all too techy. right? We used to build shit to last, not stuff to get replaced. And then, let's see, so of course they got the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 and the population boom, right? So, like, they've got all these eggs, they've got all these, sperm and stuff. Like, they can just repopulate a whole fucking army anytime, turn them into fucking robots, have them raise the next generation, telling them the same brainwash shit they want us to know, right? And then me and you wake up like, why is everybody fucked and retarded, right? So, there you go. And then, like, Great Chicago Fire, like, you've seen buildings in Chicago. Let's see, so River Forest, Illinois. These are some of Frank Lloyd Wright's. You can just like, this one guy just did all this shit. Nobody has ever been able to make a fucking house as nice as somehow. The Darwin Martin House. Jesus. Fuck that place. I wish they fucking set a fire to that one. This person said, he won't die at Daytona. Gotta say you're reaching a little bit with this one. Now, as far as Venice, you're allowed to disagree as much as you want. You want to tell Coach Jimmy Johnson's going to live. That's on you. And you know NASCAR better than Coach does. So Coach can actually factor in what you believe very strongly. He's trying to find some way now to like work it around like, oh, you really don't think he's going to die? Right, but no, I'm still taking Jimmy Johnson dying. This person has never left a single fucking comment and didn't provide a single fucking reason saying get the hell on. Get out of here. Don't ever want to see you again. Okay, hit the road. Alrighty, let's see. Prairie houses. Oak Park. Yeah, so he was starved to death. So here you go. Check out all this is. Spy techs. Look at that. You can see like the camera eye, right? Spy techs. America's unsung heroes. Daring action. Deadly intrigue. Glaring adventure since 1951. 1951, isn't that when they said the MK Ultra stuff started? So they're telling you people think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. They think the Chiefs are the least. I don't even understand this fucker. There's no way that's the real thing. I'm going to say I fucking hate that Rocky curse. That makes me so mad. What's this list? Bill Walton, Bucky. Oh, these are people that died, right? Oh, yeah. Bucky Waters. Alrighty. So I guess Coach actually kind of closed it up. I wish I would have spent a bit more time on some of these. I feel like I had to have missed something because there were so many slides. Like, did we actually start at the beginning and get through all that? I feel like there's almost no way. No, nope, we really did. So look at us. Good job, gang.